Remember way back in the second video when I said this? This will not be the only education thing to be seen on the show. The rest are for later. Folks, we have hit the educational Mario games.
Happy Meal comes with a jumping...
Back in the 80s and 90s transitional period, the Mario franchise was going gangbusters. Games aside, it was one of the biggest merchandising bonanzas this side of Star Wars. Comics, soda, cereal, Happy Meal toys, and even ceiling fans. He was everywhere. Also during this time, we had parent-teacher groups out on the warpath. Eventually, Nintendo would cave to their onslaught and license Mario to third-party developers for educational games, such as Mario Teaches Typing by Interplay for the MS-DOS and later PC. I'm going to be showing you the PC version because the DOS version sounds like this. Not only are Mario, Luigi, and Peach in the game, we also have a cameo by Ryu the Owl as the sun. You type in the word to bust blocks, stomp Koopas, and outswim a boss bass in a poorly drawn blooper. I can't say this though. You hear Mario's voice for the first time outside a cartoon.
Congratulations, you made it!
But nothing says educational Mario like the Mario Discovery series from Software Toolworks and Radical Entertainment. The first of their games, Mario is missing for the NES, Super NES, PC, MS-DOS, and Mac. It would seem that Bowser's come to our world for the sole purpose of melting Antarctica. Why does he want to do it? For the same reason Captain Planet's villains want to drop nukes on the Amazon.
Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
So he has his goons make off with artifacts from around the globe in order to auction them off, so he can enact his stupid Bond villain schemes by buying a bunch of blow dryers. It's up to Mario and Luigi to pull the plug on this plot. Only one problem. Mario is missing! Depending on which version of the game you play, Mario either gets trapped under a bell jar, gets caught in a net, or falls down a trap door. Because of this, Luigi takes the case. Yeah, sorry Luigi's Mansion, this game came first. Your objective is to recover a bunch of artifacts stolen by Koopa Troopas. They're scattered all across the cities they were stolen from. But this premise raises some questions. Number 1. Where is Bowser getting the money for the blow dryers if the artifacts haven't been sold yet? Crying out loud, the Koopas haven't even left the cities. Number 2. Why can't Luigi just bust Bowser's operation, save Mario, and then return the artifacts? Oh, right, trying to teach geography. But you wouldn't know that if you rented the game from a video store. Sure, there's a blurb on the cover, but no kid was going to pay attention to that. The fact that it had Mario, Luigi, and Bowser on the cover overruled it. When I first rented this game as a kid, I had no clue about what to do. Dad and I went all around Beijing trying to figure out what to do, stomping every Koopa we encountered, followed people. No instruction manual to help us at all. You stomp Koopas until you find an artifact. You take it to an info booth run by Princess Peach, and you think you can just return it? No! You have to answer questions to prove that the artifacts are authentic. I got you the artifact. How's my knowledge about Notre Dame or St. Basil's Cathedral gonna affect anything? Don't know anything about the artifact? Read the newspapers at the landmarks, or ask somebody on the street what it is, and they'll randomly state facts about it. Realistically, it makes no sense. Let me elaborate. Imagine if the National Cathedral in Washington was shut down because someone stole the Darth Vader grotesque. You find it, but you just so happen to be one of the 3 people in the world who has never seen the Star Wars movies. You ask, what is this? And you're told, construction of the cathedral was started in 1907, but wrapped up in 1990. Talk about good job security. Asking where you are also tends to result in varied responses. Sometimes the answers are really precise. Other times, not so much. At any rate, this method is rendered unnecessary since you can deduce where you are just by looking at the maps. I will give the method credit, though. It gave us this.
You won't find Adobe here in Nairobi, but they do have some spectacular hotels.
You guide Yoshi to your city, and when he gets there, you can ride him, allowing for faster movement and being able to scare away the Pokey and the Type. But make sure all the landmarks are reopened before you leave. Speaking of landmarks, we all know about this guy's famous rant about how King Kong's presence is an artifact made no sense whatsoever. But have you ever heard of a beach closing down over a surfboard? The only way things get sillier is if, oh, I don't know, one guy closed down because a seashell was taken away. What? When a landmark is reopened, you can take a picture of it. In the PC version, though, you have the option of actually seeing videos. But that aside, the 16-bit renderings of the sites are incredible. When you clear 5 cities in the Super NES version, you find a Koopaling. Ludwig, Iggy, and Roy in that order. They don't hurt you at all. In fact, nothing can hurt you. Koopalings are also in the computer versions, but getting rid of them is simplified down to clicking a fire flower. Not even Bowser in the NES version can do any damage. Only that's not really Bowser, it's just a regular Koopa in a cheap costume. Bowser, or rather an off-model version of him, is only in the Super NES and computer versions. And in those games, he's just beaten in cutscenes. Depending on which version you play, you'll either strip him and boot him from the top floor of the castle, or fire him out of a cannon where he lands in the snow and freezes to death. I guess you must have noticed that the bulk of the footage for this video was retrieved from the Super NES edition. It's the version I'm most familiar with the NES release being a close second. I read someplace that the latter was the prototype for the former. Not totally sure where though, and I had no knowledge of the computer versions till college. Regardless of platform, Mario is Missing is pretty bad, but it does have some pluses. The graphics are competently handled, and the music's actually really good on the Super NES and PC. The NES version, though, is only about halfway there, and you'll want to mute the TV when you're in Paris. We are far from finished with this series, and for the next few videos, we will be in the land of the miscellaneous. See you then.